Hi, welcome back to Life with Mampaya. On this channel, I talk about life hacks and daily experiences and life development. If you like whatever I talk about on this channel, please support me by clicking on the subscribe button down below. I would really appreciate that if you wouldn't mind. Thank you. Well, on today's episode, we are going to be talking about stepping stones. Stepping stones are actions or life events that help us to achieve specific goals. As the saying goes, little drops of water makes a... Alright, I'll let you complete that. Nobody has ever been able to brag about attaining success overnight. You would have to put in work. You would have to start somewhere. You would have to begin somewhere. You would have to start contributing little by little, putting efforts into it before it yields up to something. Growth can be very, very uncomfortable. And when you need growth, you have to keep your eyes on the prize and keep going. That's how life is, just as you cannot stop. If you are going to stop and then throw a stone at every barking dog, you will get there late. We love success. Everybody does. And who wouldn't want to wake up overnight and be rich? I do. If nobody does, I do. However, it has never happened. In order for us to get to the bigger things, we have to be able to start somewhere. And those are our stepping stones. If you need a job at a company and you have been employed as an errand boy or girl, it is not a bad thing. You are just beginning there. You are starting there, and you would build yourself and you gather experience, and then you will get to wherever you're going to. There are some very, very negative things about stepping stones. People will mock you. People will look down on you. It's going to get so uncomfortable. Sometimes we will get distracted. Sometimes the uncomfortableness get unbearable, and then we just give up. I don't want to do it. I'm done. But that's how stepping stones are supposed to be. Stepping stones are supposed to push you. They are supposed to make you uncomfortable in such a way that you would move to the next state. So if you are on your stepping stone and you are not uncomfortable enough, it is not a stepping stone anymore. You're getting comfortable. You are beginning to feel like that is your destination, and that isn't. It's just life lying to you. Another thing about stepping stone is that in order for you to get the bigger picture, in order for you to get the bigger prize, you have to stay committed. There is nothing like failure in a committed mind. When you are committed to achieving something, no matter what happens, it's a learning path for you. Whether you fail at something, you try something that didn't work, you got fired from a job, whatever life throw at you, you see it as a lesson. You do not see it as a permanent result. You feel like you can do better. You will be pushed because you began at your stepping stone for a reason. And not staying committed to the goal just simply means that you do not want it enough. People would have a say to you just to discourage you, but you have to build a mind of tolerance, that when someone says something to you, it does not move you. You have to be able to have a mind of your own. You cannot explain to people wherever you're going when people are criticizing you with all this. You cannot tell them whatever is going. Not everybody is going to get you. Not everybody is going to understand where you're going. Not everybody have the beliefs that you have. So people might just laugh at you and go like, oh, he's joking, you're not going anywhere. But you know that you're committed to this goal and you're ready to put more, and you will get there. And that's all you have to have whilst on your stepping stone. When you are on your stepping stone, you have to avoid distractions. When your colleagues are going home to go to the club to do whatever, if you have extra work, you have to stay and do it. You have to put in extra effort. They might be where they want to be already. They might be comfortable where they are, but you want the prize. You have a place, you have a destination that you want to get to. So there's no way you should be out partying with your friends if you have work to get to, if you have bigger things you're looking up to. You cannot be spending 500 plus more a night With friends, knowing very well that you have a goal, you have to save, you have to invest in yourself or your business. And that simply means that sometimes you would also lack friends. Friends might not want to deal with you. They might think that you are too rigid. And sometimes they might even call you fake. And guess what? Usually, when you are doing better for yourself, when you're beginning to work on specific things to change yourself, to get the bigger goal, to get to the destination you want to get to, people around you might see you different. And sometimes it prompts them to look back onto their life. And once they find out that you are not who you used to be, guess what? You are faking. You feel better and this and that. And then they start cutting you off. When you are doing better, when you want to do better, it has to be a smaller circle. You cannot carry every friend. You cannot take everybody with you. You have to have limits to everything. And that's where the discipline comes to play. We all have to start somewhere. And I have the story to tell you. Years ago, I didn't have life experiences. I didn't actually even know how to write a resume for myself. So I went to this man that I now call a father. I went to him and I was like, I told him about this job that I wanted to get and that I don't feel comfortable doing it, and how I am this person and I am that person and I'm looking at a bigger goal, and that job is not just something that I want, and blah 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 blah. I was complaining and I actually felt like, why would I do it? Why would I start a job that I am so uncomfortable with? Why would I do something that I wouldn't normally do? I don't even want to gain any experience in that field. I don't even want to remain in that field. That's not the goal. I don't even want to be there. But then he looks at me and he said, maybe that's why you should do that job. He also said, you have to start somewhere to gain that money, to gain that support, to gain that resources to be able to move to the next stage. So it's going to be uncomfortable. And as for it being uncomfortable, it is just a way life tells you that you don't belong here. If you wake up every day on your way to that job, you will work so hard on yourself because you're going there to not be happy. And this life, our end goal is happiness. And that is life way to just drive you to go find something you'll be happy with. So I thought about it. I took the job. I was uncomfortable to an extent that I worked hard, moved out of that situation. Years later, I told him that I was now in the health field. He said, that's where you needed to begin in order for you to get to the health sector. There was no way you could have just gone to school, finish half and do other things. You had to start somewhere, and life had its own way of getting you to start. So you had to start at a place you were not comfortable in order for you to get to a place you are comfortable now. Years later, I found out that I don't even like the health field anymore. I love what I'm doing. It's fulfilling. I like helping people feel better. I like catering for people. However, I want to do bigger things. Then I began some work too. So I had to think about that point. I'm comfortable doing this, but yeah, it is not really for me. But I have to do it. I have to do it because it is a stepping stone, and I'm looking at the greater goods. I'm looking at a way forward. I'm looking at the bigger picture, and there's no distraction. So I'm going to get up every day. I'm going to put in my best. I'm going to wear my clothes. I'm going to march into work. I'm going to do something better. Just because it's a stepping stone doesn't mean that you should not put your all in it. You're definitely going to put your all in it. And that's how you build work ethics. You put your all in it, and then you get better at what you're doing, and then move to the next place. And that's what we don't talk about most often, that at a point in time, you would have to start somewhere. That at a point in time, life and its events will knock you down somewhere. But that does not mean that you are not getting to the bigger goals. It simply means that you have to put in much work. You have to embrace where you are. You have to be uncomfortable just for you to get to a place that you want to get to. Stepping stones often comes as a compromise, and nobody likes to compromise. I do not like to compromise. So in a way, you might feel like you have failed at it. But sometimes it's just a price to pay to keep going forward. Stepping stones can seem like a detour. The internet is full of motivational content, calling us to go for the bigger goals, calling us to start big, calling us to go for the big things. But the goal starts with small moves, and those are your stepping stones. Stay on track, do not forget where you're going, and keep your eyes on the prize. And I'll repeat this once more. You have to start somewhere, and that simply means that you do not have to be comfortable. If you're comfortable, it is not a stepping stone, and you might just not make a move. You might not move an inch. So thank you for tuning in. My name is Judith Adams. Mwah. Salam.